Got the windows rolled down, got the radio up, and I'm heading out of Vegas tonight. And it's 1:30 on a 4-day run, and the desert is a welcome sight. I can see you there in that dress you wear, and it's keeping my foot on the gas. I drink a gallon of Joe just to make it back home and hold you in my arms at last. There's a full moon shining, lighting up the highway like a beacon to you. If I can make it on time past a moonlit state line, I'll roll a diesel right on through.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers found sometime last week has been inspected in Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection.
The views, opinions, and representations expressed on the K-Ghost Radio Network and its website are those of the host, guest, and participants, and they are not necessarily those of or endorsed by the network, its affiliated stations and broadcast, management, or advertisers of the network. The show is found under LJA Broadcasting Network. UFO Talk Radio can, but does not necessarily promote any particular lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only, and they are not intended to treat or diagnose and or claim to cure any disease or condition, or give any medical or legal advice. All music is purchased and owned by LJA Broadcasting.
Now, broadcasting live from deep in the desert of Nevada, K-Ghost Radio presents UFOTalkRadio.com with your host, Larry Glenn Anderson, Glenn Larry. From the high desert in Great America's Southwest, broadcasting live deep in the desert of Nevada, The Glenn Larry Show.
I bid you good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be from, any time zone, especially my friends over in London, England, over the pond, I may say. We are the LJ Broadcasting Networks. I'm Glenn Larry, and we are broadcasting deep in the desert of Nevada. That's true. And about to my affiliates and local broadcasters, we thank you kindly. Shortwave radio, internet station, ham operator 73s to you guys. I was on today, had a good time. Oh, yes. I'll tell you, DX is in. And to the Silent Key, Whiskey 60 Baker, you know who that is, and KPFF FM in Corrupt, Nevada. They're doing a good job out there. KPHR 57 AM, Sitka, Alaska. We thank you very much. Nice station. Oh, yes. And to all the listeners all over the world, I do thank you. Well, tonight's going to be a cool show, I'm telling you. We're going to talk about ghosts, and I've got some cool stuff to tell you about that also. And there are open lines tonight, so if you have a ghost story, a good one, Halloween's on its way. That's right, every year we do this. And I'm telling you, these stories are fascinating, I've been hearing, and I've been researching all week, to tell you the truth. And I have met some cool people this week about their ghost stories. And they have some. Oh, I'll tell you, ghosts and spirits don't have you. And, of course, Halloween's here, as I said. And I'm telling you that it's going to be fun this year. I'm ready for the trick-or-treaters, yeah. I'm going to have my light on a whole bit and give out candy. That'll be fun. See the spooks and goblins out there all dressed up. Oh, yes. I want to thank some people today that I saw this week. Gail, good friend of mine. I thought she was my boss for many years. Got to see her. And Tommy Trout, good friend of mine. And his girlfriend, and Travis stopped by today to see me. And, of course, I want to say hello to Barb and Neil over there in London, England, across the pond, of course. Yeah, so much been going on. A UFO report for you. Mongolia, they've had several sightings, but I mean, a cool craft the whole certain city there saw, and it hovered, and they saw this thing. It's been in the news. I mean, here it's coming, and Streamline News is doing something about it. NASA's come out again and said this is not of ours. It's alien origin. And that's cool. Yeah. Things we do know, and I've always thought anyway. And a spokesman had come out and said, more to come. I'm waiting to hear more to come. Yeah. But we'll see more ourselves up in the sky. Look up, don't look down. Always look up, look around, and look at the skies. You never know what you'll see. If you're always looking down, you're not going to see anything. So if you look up, you will see something, I'm sure. Yeah. A lot of junk in the sky and in the space, I'll tell you for sure. And that might be some of that. But when you see crafts move that fast, 2 or 3 together, come together and disappear, move very fast, well, that's not ours. Believe me, we're not even close to that. Although I've heard about the cloaking devices that we may have now. And I've heard about maybe holograms that were being put up in certain cities. I mean, flashed in the sky. People think it's a UFO. A lot of game players out there. But there is some real true stuff to come to be. Yes. And so remember now, open lines. And I'll give that number out to you guys. And here we go.
To call UFO Talk Radio, the Glenn Larry Show, deep in the dark desert of Nevada, call 702-874-1114. North of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. West of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. And south of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. And east of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. First time callers, call 702-874-1114. And if you just want to talk to the Glenn Larry Show, call 702-874-1114.
Oh, yes. Do so. Yeah. Had a great time at Pioneer Saloon here in Good Springs, Nevada. A couple days with all my friends, Gail and everybody. And they brought their friends. And Stephen Rock was playing. What a cool band, I'll tell you. And Rocky's feeling much better. He had the COVID real bad. And getting over that, it's a rough one for him. God bless his soul. But they're a great band. Stephen Rock. You ever get a chance, you're in Vegas, you hear that name, go see that show. Great musicians. Really do a great job. We'll be back right after this.
Violence, theft, drugs, graffiti. It's all part of joining a gang. In times like these, we need to protect our children and our community from gangs. Gangs often prey on unsupervised teens with low self-esteem, who perform poorly in school, who seek a sense of belonging, or are simply bored. Joining a gang often involves violent hazing rituals. Once in a gang, members can become alienated from their families, school, and friends. Drugs, guns, and malicious activity are common elements in gangs. Trying to leave a gang can be a difficult and dangerous process. The best way to get out of a gang is never to join one. Protect kids from being recruited by a gang. Know who they're hanging out with. Involve kids in after-school activities and provide positive role models. Help reduce gang activities in your community by working with local law enforcement and school systems. Don't let a kid you know get involved with gangs. Visit ncpc.org to learn more or contact your local law enforcement agency.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
And how true is that? I'm like 2 kids. They're twins. And they're the 2 boys. And they're in band. One's in band. And in gymnastics, does a great job, Another guy is in karate, on the black belt too, by the way, and doing other things. But they're good kids, and they're active. So keep those kids active, doing something. Yes. Big shout goes out to Station 23, to Chief Hall out there. I love you guys, you firefighters down there, and I love to be a part of all that because you guys are just great. Yeah. And Station 23 in Avondale. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Clark County Station 78 and 87, 77. We say hello to you also. And we salute all the firefighters and first responders, police, and all that. And all the surgeons and doctors, what have you, that make it possible for us to live. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Gosh, thank you so much. And Creekside Diner over there and Kennett Square in Pennsylvania. Check that out. She's a great gal there. Karen has done so much for everybody, and I sure enjoy her food. Yes, I do. I get back over there. I'm the first place I am going. Mm-hmm. Fantastic food over there. Great lady. And thank you so much, Karen. Well, here we are. And let's get that spooky music going here. Yeah. The ghost and the goblins are coming out. Oh, my goodness.
To talk to Glenn Murray, all lines are open. 702-874-1114.
And there you go. Yes. So call in with your ghost stories. I want to tell you one right now. Her name's Liz Hastings. Lives in Montana. And she gave me a real ghost story. I met her at the Pioneer Saloon. And she is into ghosts and ghost hunting. That's why she was there, apparently. And we got talking, her and her husband, about their story. They have a small little ranch. And it's an old homestead, apparently. And at first, when they moved in, there was not much activity. Just they would get wind and certain things like that, coldness in the house. And within about a month later, going into 2 months, she said that things started happening. Objects started missing. Does that sound familiar? I forgot my car keys. No, worse things than that. Checkbooks and all sorts of things, wallets and keys and, I must say, personal items that you would look for and to confuse you. And you remember about poltergeist in the kitchen when they walked downstairs and all of a sudden everything was a roar. I've had that happen. And they've had objects balance on each other in the middle of the room in the kitchen. And I'm wondering, why does that always happen in the kitchen? I guess it doesn't happen in the living room too. So they were just, and all took pictures, had folks look at it and see it. And then, of course, they would move an item that would fall down. And within seconds, things like that would happen. The dog was always alert. The dog would bark, the cat would run, and they would see nothing. These are cats and dogs or animals see everything. Yeah. And what they compute is protection or running. First thing I would do is run if I was a dog or cat. I'd bark a little bit, but yeah. And things were happening like so, like I told you. But the weirdest thing that she says is that when she would go up the stairs and she, out of the corner of her eye, she would see a little girl standing there. Now, why is it always children? I mean, two girls standing at the end of the hallway, like The Shining. My gosh, that would freak me out too. And, and then she said this little girl would run to room and then vanish. Now that's scary. And it happened in the daytime. That's even scarier. Well, yeah. Husband never saw much, but he could feel something there. He would get tugging on his blanket at night, and thing is, his wife moving her feet. Didn't pay much attention to it when she was not in bed, and it happened. And that shook him up a little bit. Not believing her stories, then things started to change. Objects were moving in the house, in the kitchen, and seeing a chair move by itself. And, this is stuff you see on TV. I'm seeing some of that stuff. But to hear it from her, it was quite frightening. It's the way she told the story to me. And she had checked for all sorts of stuff, with the water on the floor that made that chair move or something. Look for obvious whatever. And it was not there. The breathing, when she was cleaning the house, she was wiping down the mirrors. The breathing of someone breathing down your neck, like, what would you do? I would turn around, of course, but it's like, that would freak me out. And I think it would scare you too, folks. And then she was doing some strange stuff with some objects in front of the mirror. And the objects would not, you see the reflection of the object, but the object would move in the mirror, or the objects outside the mirror were sitting still. I mean, they're playing games. That's evil, I think. I think that's way over. They would get sense of smell of odors. And they would get all sorts of stuff, hot and cold, certain rooms. And then it would stop. And it would stop all of a sudden. And then it would start over again. What would get worse? The banging. The Trinity, three of Trinity. Oh, yeah. That would happen. And somebody at the door? No one there. Cats and dogs in the house. Do you have a story? Do you have a ghost story tonight? I would love to hear it. We have open lines. Well, I'm going to give that number out for you guys again.
To call UFO Talk Radio, the Glenn Larry Show, deep in the dark desert of Nevada, call 702-874-1114. North of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. West of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. And south of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. And east of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. First time callers, call 702-874-1114. And if you just want to talk to the Glenn Larry Show, call 702-874-1114.
I think they got that. Yes. Lives in Butte, Montana. And old place. And they had apparently a priest come over, a minister, some psychics, and they were doing the saging, I guess, of the house. And it stopped for another time, stopped. And then it started up again. And they have an old barn, she says, and a little cow, and I guess you have a sheep, and a couple pigs, lots of chickens. And she walked into the barn, and all the animals had themselves against the wall. That's odd. Standing close to the wall. Every one of them, chickens too. They wouldn't enter a certain space. Now, that's weird. I mean, that's just strange for a farm. But normally in farms, animals are everywhere doing everything. Yeah. Are they still there? Yes, they are. And they're dealing with certain things. And I guess they're going to call some big psychics in to get rid of this big ghost paranormal problem. And yeah, what would you do? What would you do? I've had a gentleman, Mr. Lilly was his name, who was on my show and told me about his experience and what that was like. And he said he could hear him in the walls in the other room even. And so they're real. Spirits are real. Ghosts are real. As if they want you to know that they're real, are there, or maybe you're not open to it, but you shall be once they want themselves known. I'm telling you. The Pioneer Saloon alone where I live. This little town is haunted. Where I live in, a lot of places have different things going by. I told you about the neighbor's going to open up her house because she's seen a ghost in there and wants to have ghost tours. The Pioneer has that. Saloon, you've heard it. Look it up. And some strange things have happened in there. I've seen several strange things, and so have other folks. And if you go to the website, I'm sure they have some pictures up there for you. The Historical Society actually is a ghost society in Good Springs. The Ghost Society, Haunted Society, Ghost Haunted Society. Look them up; they're very good. Tell you, show some pictures on there. And I've seen coffee pots move to table from the coffee pot to the bar. I've seen people standing there; they're not there, and vanish. When I worked there years ago, when I was a bartender, I used to open up in the mornings, do the afternoon shift. And there is a table next to the door. I would walk in, and on the side of my eye, I would see people sitting there. First, I would hear some music going. It wasn't out of the jukebox because it sounded very, very odd, distant, and older type of music, like a piano playing. I walked in, In the corner of my eye, I saw 4 to 5 people sitting there, but smoky, whatever, smoking or what have you. And I looked over and they vanished. So I learned not, when I open the bar in the morning, to not look straight at them. Just go about your business. I'll see them in the corner of my eye until they started pointing at me as if they knew I was there in real time. Yeah. Scary. So I dealt with that and just ignored them, and they would vanish on their own. Yeah. A bartender was working one night, and we were all talking at the end of the other bar at the side talk, and we heard something in the other room, dining room. No one's in there, like there's the 4 of us there. And there was a chair. We walked in there, and there was a chair on top of a table, just to get our attention that this is real. Well, there you be. So, oh my gosh, am I home alone? I've seen people walk through. And thank God they didn't stop. Kept walking through. So in an area like small towns, ghost towns, but this is a town that's not ghostly, it's real people here. Things do happen. I know in radio, I got the best place for radio ham radio ever. That's because this town has minerals in the mountains around us, like a big shell. It's like a big disc that I can shoot out on radio and talk all over. The DX has been fantastic. And you see beers, sidewinders, whatever, have had some real good frequency check-ins. And it's been very good out there to do that. Well, like I say, our lines are open. And I want to have some calls. I'd like to hear from some people out there about your ghost experience, your paranormal experience. It's important. It's fun. It's Halloween coming up.
Mom, you wanted to talk to me?
The calendar hypnosis into thumbtack cushion, completely tailwind. And sewing elephants plant before cartoon paper cups. So numbers renovate.
If your teenager is trying drugs or alcohol, would you know the right words to use?
Afterward, lightly fish scale. Doorbell.
Find out what to say at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
My thanks goes out to Sheldon Battery again for batteries that he puts in our RV, our mobile studio station. And I want to thank them very much. Sheldon Battery. Any question about batteries, how they work, how to store them, whatever, you give them a call, 702-262-8180. And Carpet Tile USA. Thank you for the carpet we have in our studios. And that was given to us by Mr. Fran with, of course, Carpet Tiles USA. And if you want to ask about carpet weaving, what carpet's all about, I'm serious about this. I mean, it's an investment for your house, and it can be very expensive, from the padding to even the carpet itself. I'll give Fran a call at 702-265-4419. Neat guy. And you know about Ray Honey. It's on my website, and we do thank Ray. Yeah, he takes care of us, too. And if you email me with your address, which you shall, you'll get your honey. The email address is GlennLarry51. That's GLENNLARY 51 at gmail.com. And we shall send you a nice little thing of honey jar. And the jars are reusable. How about that? Yes. Oh, here we are. Tina's hair and extensions and color. I need to get in to see her. My hair is getting long. I get so busy, hard to get into town, but when I do, I got to do all these errands and make time for these things. You know how it is. And when I ask about hair and coloring and what have you, give her a call, 702-591-0033. Make your appointment. If you're going through maybe Las Vegas, get your hair done. Yeah, she's great. Been doing it for years. I know you're listening to some of us on podcast, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and Archer, Twitter, Spotify, Speaker, Reverb Nation, and StreamYard, Facebook, YouTube, The Glenn Larry Show. We have archives there, all the way to the UFO, Area 51, Talk Radio, on the Art Bell Tribute, which is also a great one, artbelltribute.com, LumpyRadio.com, and, of course, K-Ghost, as you know, and in the cloud. Yeah, we're in the cloud. So we're getting out there to you, and we're having fun about it. I need to hear about your call about Ghost. Let's talk about it. I'll run that ad again.
To call UFO Talk Radio, the Glenn Larry Show, deep in the dark desert of Nevada, call 702-874-1114. North of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. West of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. And south of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. And east of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. First-time callers, call 702-874-1114. And if you just want to talk to the Glenn Larry Show, call 702-874-1114.
I'm getting a lot of notes on Facebook and some other ones here. I want to say hello to Brian, Tom out there, and John. And to Barbara and Neil. Hello. Across the pond there in London, England. And I have Carol. We got some Canada people up here. Again, thank you, Canadians. I love to have you guys on. Up in Washington State, Seattle's on. Olympia's there, of course. Like you, Olympia. Good. I have OlympiaRadio.com. I hope they like that. OHS, all the people I used to go to school with. Yeah. And looks like Spokane, Washington, Provo, Utah is on. Okay. Connecticut is on. And Marysville is there. Washington, I see that. Oregon, Portland again. Thank you. Couple in Portland, by the fact. And the numbers keep climbing. And what I want to say to everybody on Facebook, and thank you for listening. Kind of important, you know. And the number is out there, 702-874-1114. That's the number. Now it's going on close to the top of the hour. We have half an hour more. Oh, and I need to hear some more of your stories. I'm going to give you one more here. Maybe a couple more. We'll see what happens. Sometimes you guys get real busy and we're on all sorts of stations and podcasts and you pick it up later. I understand that. So anyway, a lady in Oregon, and actually it's in Seaside, a huge house that had been redone. It's Captain Gray's house, as a matter of fact. The lady that had remodeled this house, brought it back. Beautiful house. I knew her quite well. In fact, she was my aunt, Dory Ludwig. And it was Astoria Flight Service, by the way, back in the day. Fred Ludwig, Fly with Freddie. Great people. She had remodeled this house, bought this house. It was really going down the chute there, really getting bewildered and what have you, just looking like, oh, God, this needs to be saved. And they got it for a good price. And, of course, I would go into the attic for her and sometimes in the basement look around. I found some cool stuff. I found some tin types. I found all sorts of stuff. And actually, where the house set, it looked over to the ocean, where the boats used to come in, what have you. And there are pictures from that attic looking at certain boats. And kind of like Ghost of Mrs. Muir, kind of like that, to tell you the truth. Anyway, so I found these tin types and old pictures and old letters that were wrapped up. Now, they weren't in a big trunk like you would think they would be in. Or just boxes, wooden boxes, stacked together and very dusty. And I mean thick dust, but that thick. And I would see certain things as a kid there. Someone sitting on the stairs. And you get so close to that person sitting there, and they just vanish. And when she would remodel that house, she would hear, "Thank you. Yeah, put that there." All sorts of things said to her during the time that she was remodeling and working and painting and all the woodwork and all that stuff. And they had a bulldog at the time. And that dog would just go wild and crazy sometimes. And she was working around the house. And yeah, very, Very strange, but that's how they communicate, I guess. That's the house that he loved. And to have it brought back, I think was quite happy. Do you have a happy story, or do you have a weird and scary story? Do you watch shows like that on Facebook? On YouTube, or maybe on different channels, the Hunting Channel and what have you, Ghost Channel. If you have a good story, I'd love to hear it. And we're looking forward to have you on. And you don't have to use your name. You can use another name. But I got to hear that story. I'll give the number out again. Maybe we'll get lucky.
To call UFO Talk Radio, the Glenn Larry Show, deep in the dark desert of Nevada, call 702-874-1114. North of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. West of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. And south of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. And east of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. First-time callers, call 702-874-1114. And if you just want to talk to the Glenn Larry Show, call 702-874-1114.
I've got a lot of knickknacks here that people have been sending me. I don't know if you've seen them in the future, in the past, what have you, but I got these little aliens out here that they're giving to me. Salt shakers, but they're so cool. I got a gray one. Oh, and I got a green one. And every once in a while, I'll pick some things up, too, for the station. Of course, this is KGhostRadio.com. If you've seen the logo, it's pretty cool. And I hope that you got your coffee cup. We have a shopping thing on the websites. As I'm supposed to be put up today or tomorrow. I'm not sure, but they're cool cups, man. The ghosts and what have you. And we've had some different giveaways, too. And I've given some of those out. And those that were lucky to get them. We have some newer ones that are different, but collectibles, shoot. Out there on the AM FM station, I've got bumper stickers for folks to stop by. Next year, school year, we're going to be doing the education about radio, how radio started. And I'm showing kids what a radio station is all about. AM FM. We're part 15 now. There's no license required on our end because we're low power, although our reflective power in this town covers this town. Yeah, that's a real radio station, huh? And if you remember Northern Exposure, it's the same type of thing like they did back in the day. But I'll tell you, it's it's a lot of fun. Radio is. I really love it. And those that have seen the couple YouTube videos of me in radio, you understand the passion I have. But do you have a passion for radio? Do you want to have your own show? Well, you may be able to do that with K-Ghost Radio. Just give us a call on our website there. And do email me, if you would, at glennlarry51@gmail.com. That's L-A-R-Y. Larry. Glenn is Glenn. So, yeah, fantastic. Well, here's another story. It's about the foot. Last year, we had a story that a lady called in. She actually won some money from us. Another kid had won some money. His name was Tim. But the one that really got me was the foot. I guess we lived in this apartment several years. And things would happen. And you'd hear rattling in the closet. Look in the closet. Nothing there. And then one night, he had turned down the lights and was reading by his bedlight. And he heard some rattling. And so what he had done, he took his flashlight and flashed it into the closet, down with his shoes. And there was a pair of feet, someone standing in his closet. He got up right away with his handgun and went towards the closet, moved the clothes aside, no one there, and the feet were gone. That would shake me up. That would make me kind of, am I seeing something, dreaming something? No. He was reading a book, and he saw that. Well, he got some money out of us. That was a good story, yeah. And then the story about the lady that had opened her closet door, and out the door was a park. You've seen that before. That sounds familiar. Sounds like a movie I saw years ago. But she had taken a picture of her closet in the park. And you can see right where the closet was. And she shut the door to get her husband. That comes up, of course, open the door. It's just her clothing. What would have happened if she walked into that closet, into the park? Would the door close and she couldn't get back wherever she may be in this zone? Well, that was kind of freaky. It's a freaky story. It's sort of a good story, too. But I want to hear yours. Let's hear about your ghost story. Yeah.
To our UFO Talk Radio, the Glenn Larry Show, deep in the dark desert of Nevada, call 702-874-1114. North of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. West of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. And south of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. And east of the Rockies, call 702-874-1114. First-time callers, call 702-874-1114. And if you just want to talk to the Glenn Larry Show, call 702-874-1114.
Now, the song and the opener of the show is Chris Ears, by the way. And if you want that song or his album, you can go to Chris Ears. I'm sure he's on the his website, on the Facebook page. He's on there too, Chris Ears. And he has websites.com, I think it is. And check him out. This guy's an incredible singer. And we let him, this is his theme song that he gave to us for our show. Great song. Then I have Ross Lewis. Oh, he's a great entertainer too. And we're going to play a little bit of Ross. And I'm hoping that maybe Barbara might call. Well, I just tapped her music right now. Oh, that'd be nice to hear from her. I wonder how she's doing. She's had a lot of, traveling things been going on too. So. And we'll get here, Ross, if we can get him up here. There he goes. Alrighty, and we'll try this one more time. I guess we're not going to have Ross. There we go. I'm sorry.
That old lady told me I would never be lonely. As she read my cards and gazed at that crystal ball, she said my love life was gonna be alright, and I should wish on a star, and chances are tomorrow morning you'd call. But no news ain't good news for me, it's been that way. I hear the rabbit foot's lucky, but I wonder what the rabbit would say. I don't knock on hardwood, it wouldn't change a thing. Nothing works, I can't stop this hurt, you're never coming back again. G-Dixon on her 900 extension. I heard my horoscope and it looked like I'd have it on. She said my astrograph would cost me 3.5. But I'd have a chance, and I'd know in advance if tomorrow morning you'd call. But no news ain't good news. For me it's been that way. I hear the rabbit foot's lucky, but I wonder what the rabbit would say. I don't knock on hardwood, it wouldn't change a thing. Nothing works, I can't stop this hurt. You're never coming back again. No, nothing works, I can't stop this hurt. You're never coming back again.
Ross Lewis, unbelievable, great performer. Has Buzz on there, the steel guitar player. Does a great job. He's in Texas now, apparently doing shows and traveling. God, good. I used to book him years ago at the wonderful Nevada Landing, the Gold Strike. And of course, Chris Ears, too. I believe he's every Saturday at the Pioneer Saloon here in Good Springs, Nevada. So you want to check him out, too. Great performer, great songwriter. Did a lot of Nashville stuff, yeah. Well, Jean Dixon was mentioned in that song. You remember her? The predictions of Jean Dixon. Then you will have Edgar Casey, of course, and some other great predictors, folks that predicted stuff. But what I'm saying is, did it happen? Did it come true? A couple of things did with Edgar Casey, and some stuff with Gene. There's some other guys out there these days that do that, but not very many. Is there anybody that right on anymore, or does it just kind of like something like happened, or something they had said, or a date or whatever? It's pretty close, but are they really right on? Oh, so much has happened. My gosh. How old are you? My first president in my lifetime when I was born, I wouldn't have known it though, was Ike Eisenhower, 1956. And we went from there. That's a lot of presidents, isn't it? Wow. And of course, they changed the law. He can be only in terms for 4 years, of course. But oh my gosh, yeah. The shot is the big thing now. A lot of people have walked off their jobs, and a lot of police and fire have walked out of their jobs too. I mean, are you getting it? What's going on here? I mean, are you seeing what's going on here? Or do we know what's going on here? The jab. Yeah, they don't want to take the jab because they don't believe in it. First responders that I know have gotten their shots. And good for them to protect themselves. Yeah. And I do wear the mask myself out in public. Yes. Got to. Well, I wipe down my shopping cart. Well, you never know. Things are dirty. Dollar bills. Money's dirty. I mean, really. But yeah. Well, it's 15, almost 50 in the top. What do we got here? Yeah, 44. Almost 50 in the top of the hour. And we get this happen sometimes. Slow nights. That's okay. I just talk to you like I do. I mentioned last week about the UFO I've seen out in the desert up by Good Springs that was told to me. And they were like shiny orbs, I guess, that they said that actually turned it on its side and they thought it looked like a disc type of shape UFO. And I had a guy just tell me yesterday about his UFO. There were two orbs that came together and broke out to threes and then just disappeared. It's not ours, is it? There are some stuff out there that is ours, though. I got to make that really to the point. Some new crafts that they've got in experimental places like Area 51. And you'll see some stuff going on out there. And, of course, that's coming from them. They're called UFOs, but they're UFOs. But the ones that I said earlier that are alien origin is we can't explain it. And NASA can't explain it. And they would know what's going on. And there we are with those that type of stuff going on. It's happening. They're popping up everywhere. If you go to UFON and go to their website, you're going to see some cool stuff. And follow the news, follow the media, second media on this, because I don't know if a lot is coming out from the regular news. But is there news, even regular news? I mean, we've got a lot of fake news. But it's coming out slowly but slowly. But you got to decipher everything you see or hear, of course. And, but I do love ghost stories. Yeah, I really do. I'm going to tell you another one. This is about an alleyway that these folks from another time period would actually show up in. And this is a downtown alleyway in Seattle, Washington. And they have an old district down there, underground city also. I don't know if you've ever taken that tour, but it's totally cool. And they have a soup kitchen down there, which actually is a restaurant, I believe. I wonder how they're doing. It's been years since I've been up there. But this one alleyway, people have seen folks in older clothes walking back and forth in a kind of a loop. And they're seen at certain times. And there's been hundreds of people have seen this. And apparently when they go to film, they don't pick it up. Yeah, it doesn't show up on the cameras or the film or tape, what have you, are on their phones. Now, although the phones are getting better, as you know, those cameras are incredible. But you still shake when you're trying to get a picture of a UFO. Anyway, but yeah, we'll see how far that's going to go. But in this alleyway, these residuals, I guess you would call that, of these spirits, all walking down the street as if they were in this time period, chatting, talking, and walking. They vanish then. It's kind of a loop, apparently, that happens. I've heard of this. I've heard of this energy, residual energy that they have. And they have the ability for that to happen. Where the energy is at. So there's got to be a lot of energy in that alleyway, I'll tell you for sure. Yes. Well, those are three good ones that I can think of. I get them, and I'm not getting my Facebook page clear right now because I've got my computers are not generating it, but we'll get those comments. And I do want you to comment. If you want to send me your story, or say something on the Facebook page, that's fine. But you can go to Glenn Leary, GLENNLERY, 51 @gmail.com and give me your story. I'll talk about it next week too. Halloween's just around the corner. What are you going to go as? And what are you going to do on Halloween? A lot of stuff going on. I've been to some cool Halloween parties. And now the makeup today that they're doing, and the costumes and what have you, that's fantastic. It's like Hollywood, but it's like real things, the zombies and what have you, contacts in their eyes that change your eyes. And, Hollywood's, really hit the market for Halloween. And the costumes have even gotten better. And you can rent or buy, now they have these latex masks that are incredible. They look like another person, and it goes over your face and comes down about here to your chest, and you will think that it really is the person, another person, what you're going to be. And there's several mask companies. I remember years ago, Don Post Studios back in the day in Hollywood had the whole marketplace of masks and Halloween masks in the day. I don't know if they're even still going. I'm sure they are. And now there's a bunch of other ones, FX and a bunch of other ones. And now, mind you, I'm not promoting this. I'm just telling you what I remember. But now you can make your own mask with latex and your mold and do it yourself. And what a cool industry. Yeah. Of course, now you heard about the prop gun that went off and actually killed someone and injured two other people. Oh, it's in the news. I won't mention the name. You know who it is. And yeah, what a tragic thing to happen. Prop guns. They're blanks, but blanks can be deadly too. And when you shoot them, you shoot away from the person. Now the camera will do the trick for you. You don't have to just shoot at them. But I don't know. I don't know of a prop gun that would have a real bullet in it, because unless you used a real gun, the barrel is plugged. So the gun would have blown up in his hand if it was a real bullet in there. So, but some of these blanks can really be dangerous too. And it's a different caliber for these guns too, as I understand. So a regular bullet would not fit in there, because the jackets are made differently, apparently, as I was told just the other day. But what a tragic thing to happen. Yeah, it's happened before. Well, on the old Westerns, they had a lot of accidents like that. But there's 2 or 3 people that are in charge of those prop guns, and they are checked. And it's very strict on a set about those firearms. So they're just not playing with guns. They're used for certain scenes. They're collected, and they're looked at, inspected, and that's the way it goes. So that was truly an accident. I guess it's going to be quite an investigation, or has been going on. So, but it happened in New Mexico. Anyway, I love to do movies. I love to get out there and be a part of movies. It's a lot of fun. I played different characters from, cowboys, from a monster, from Dracula, you name it. It's been fun. And I'm always willing to take a part. Yeah. And speaking parts can pay some money. I'll take those too. A lot of extra work I've done. A lot of different films from out of the country that have been filmed up here in Good Springs. From Westerns to bar fights to you name it. There's a gentleman here in our town that was in a couple of them, big ones. Miss Gina is 2, I think it was, and a couple other ones, but he lives in town. So the work is out there. If you get your name, get yourself an agent or go to the casting calls. This big HBO thing's been done a prompt about it. In fact, I understand their TV stations could be doing more stuff, getting bigger and better. Man, that's a lot of work. Trust me. Anything in the broadcasting business is a lot of work, and there's all sorts of strings. You gotta, dot the I's, the whole bit. I mean, gosh, a lot of paperwork, a lot. Well, here we are on a spooky night coming up, Halloween. What are you going to do? Are you going to carve a pumpkin? I hear pumpkins are hard to get these days. They have a shortage on pumpkins. Yeah. Are you going to pay a good price for them? I guess. Jack-o'-lanterns, yeah. And it's so much fun to carve those with the kids. Safety first. Of course, the knife and whatever. And put the candle in there. But now you got these cool lights that you just put it in, push the button, drop it in there. It's LED, lights up the pumpkin, and it's not going to catch that pumpkin on fire. I used to put a candle in there years ago, remember? So many things have changed, from Christmas lights to all sorts of things. I were to get a kick out of the witches and the speaking, robotic characters, skeletons and witches and what have you. And pumpkins, I saw pumpkin talking the other day. Yeah, a lot of your hardware stores are having some of that stuff. Yeah, and of course the stuff that runs on air, and it's a big balloon in front of your house, and that's you take a ride and see some of the stuff. These people really go out of their way to put up these decorations. May it be Halloween, may it be Thanksgiving, but Christmas gets pretty crazy too. Yeah, I think there's a lot of big cities or towns that have their special avenue of lights. Yeah, they're just so pretty. And get a chance, take your kids out to see those. Spend some time out there with your children and see some of these cool places. I know in Vegas they have several, and I know that my godkids decorate their house, and it's spooky. All right, we'll get in a commercial. We'll be back right after this. And again, I do thank you for listening to the Glenn Larry Show.
You ignore the signs, so you enable.
You don't want to sound like a hypocrite, so you enable.
You don't want to alienate your child, so you enable.
But if you think they're trying drugs, you shouldn't be afraid.
You're the parent.
So you are able.
You are strong.
So you are able. There are others just like you.
So you are able. And we can help.
So you are able. Get help at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
Now remember, on Halloween, there's kids out there in the road getting their trick-or-treat candy. Yeah. So you want to be very, very careful in driving that night. Of course, every night you should be careful, but the little ones will be. Yeah. And I want you guys to remember to really watch for kids. Yeah. And I know a lot of folks are going to private parties, tailgate type of parties, which is fun too. Check their candy. Please do check their candy, no matter where or how they get it. Make sure you check those bags. And in my day, we used to have bags and bags of candy. I mean, suitcases full. And of course, mom and dad were sitting there looking it over. I'm sure they were trying to get theirs too. Too much sugar, you know. Well, let me take that one bar. Yeah, right. Take the kids' candy. If you like this show, do push, that you want to subscribe to us and that you like us. And we always are looking for donations to keep this station on the air. So you can go to our website and push donate, donate whatever we have, $1, what have you. Helps. Everything helps. And we have a goal, of course, quite up there. But I do thank you guys. It does help us with the electricity bill. And times are bad for you too. I get it. Yeah. What my blessing is my Social Security, and I'm, running a little station here and having fun. And that's what I do. I do radio. I will be doing radio as long as I live, and some other things, of course. And but if you get a chance, and if you're in the Good Springs area in Nevada, you'll see the little radio station out front on this AM and FM, and it's Part 15 Hobby Radio, Community Hobby Radio. So I'm getting other people involved. Yeah, the kids are going to love this next year coming up. Going to get coloring books and all sorts of stuff of how radio started. Give them the tour and give them the one of the class that really knows a lot will win. I'll give them a little transistor radio. Oh, I've got a lot of them. I bought them. Yeah. But they'll have that little radio. I gave a radio to a kid the other day and didn't know what it was. Oh, he says, what is this? Well, turn it on. I turn on. Oh, the music coming out. Any different channels. He got that part. About the radio, different channels, because he listened to radio. But he didn't know what a transistor radio was. See? You learn. Yeah. I thank you kindly for listening to the Glenn Larry Show, K-Ghost Radio. Larry Glenn Anderson - Glenn Larry. Also my station name, my radio name. And God bless you. Be well. Play well together. Halloween's coming up. Be safe. And then we got, of course, Thanksgiving. And we shall be all thankful for everything. Trust me. I try to be. Yeah, I do. Again, thank you so much. I am Glenn Larry. Be well. And like I say, play well together. Thank you. Here's a little more of Chris Ears.
I got the windows rolled down, got the radio up, and I'm heading out of Vegas tonight. And it's a 1:30 on a 4-day run, and the desert is a